Welcome to this video on using the NetFort LANGuardian. My name is Darragh Delaney. I'm Head of Technical Services here at netfort.com. The LANGuardian is like a Swiss Army knife for your network in that you can use it for user activity monitoring, bandwidth management, troubleshooting, security compliance and data loss prevention, and it's all done from one tool. So when you've installed LANGuardian, this video is just going to focus on a couple of things on what you can do once you log on. So when you do log on, you're presented with a dashboard like this, and it's got three key features. We've got a search box up at the top right hand side, we've got interactive reports towards the left hand side, and in the middle then we've got customizable dashboards. So let me go through each of these key features. First one I want to take a look at here is the LANGuardian search box. First thing with the user search box is that there's a drop down menu here where you can select an IP search, a user search, or you can search for a report. So let's go for user search, and if I start typing in a username, it'll prompt me with names matching what I'm typing in. So Wendy Fagan, I select that, and then I can click on search. So the dashboard here loads up with Wendy's activity for the last, in my case here, the last 24 hours. So what I've got here on my screen is the traffic that Wendy has generated on the network, what events the user has generated, so it looks like they're running BitTorrent here on their desktop, also possible spam coming from their system, what systems they've logged on to, so Wendy here is logged on to 5 different workstations, what website she's been accessing, downloads through the proxy, email sent, this will be SMTP email, and finally we've got an element here focusing on what files Wendy's accessing on our Windows file shares. You can change the time period here through the drop down. Click on the calendar and you can select a different time period, so you can focus maybe on what the user did maybe a couple of days in the past, because LANGuardian allows you to store not just current activity but also historical activity as to what is happening on your network. Let's go back here to the search, and you can also search if you have a problem, for example with users complaining a server is slow. We can type in the server IP here, and let's see what we know about that server. Again, you have the option to change the time period here with the drop down with the calendar option. And instead of getting user information here, we're now getting IP information. So what we know about this particular server, it's a lot of iTunes traffic here to and from it. If you want to extend this report, you can click on the arrow here, and that loads up the entire report rather than the just top 5 entries. Big increase in traffic here to and from this. Drill down, that might be the reason why the system slowed down. And we can find out what systems are involved in the connection. So this client here, this machine connected to this server, and there was 598 megabytes of data received by this machine here. So by just selecting either a user or IP search, you can focus in on either a username or maybe a workstation or server on your network. The third option is a report finder. So for example, if I want to check and see, has LANGuardian got any reports associated with BitTorrent? If I type in just the first 3 letters, I get prompted here, so I do have BitTorrent. Maybe you're interested in Skype, and there's Skype reports. So you can start typing in here, and LANGuardian will search its report database of any report associated with what you're looking for. The LANGuardian interactive reports are accessible through the left hand menu. They're divided into categories, so if you want to focus on bandwidth, click the bandwidth option, drill down and select the report you want. You can also click on modules, maybe you want to focus in on Windows file shares. Reports can be run for, maybe you want to look at current activity on your network, maybe you want to take a look at historical activity, you just need to select a particular time period you want. Reports also allow the use of filters, so if you want to focus on a client, maybe a server, you can type in their IP address, maybe type in a username, or you can search for things like websites or file names. So let's take a look at some of these reports in action. First thing I'm going to go to modules here, Windows file share, search by file name. So somebody's deleted a file off our network. So using the reporting menu here, if I go search by file name, type in the file name, so I just type in here forecast, run the report. I could have also there selected a particular time, but I just want to focus on the last 24 hours. Here we've got some results, and when you run a LANGuardian report, watch out for the blue text within the report. That allows you to drill down to get further detail. And I've now come to a point where I've found out the client, the server, the file fact it was deleted off the network. Within your reports, at the top, if you don't have usernames, you can click on the user button here, and that will populate your report with usernames. So now we can see that Wendy from the sales department was the user that deleted the file. Drill down, and we can also reveal here the date and time the file was deleted. So by starting off with a report, entering in something you want to search for, drill down, you can get detail as to what users are doing on your network. If you want to focus in on something like bandwidth usage, click on bandwidth, select the very first report from the list, which is traffic distribution. You might want to run the report for the last 24 hours, maybe last hour. If you don't use any filters, it will look at all network activity. So here we can see a lot of web traffic on this network here. Again, the blue text allows me to drill down. So we've got a lot of users here, a lot of YouTube traffic, over a gigabyte of YouTube traffic. Drill down on that. We have a bunch of clients here, and again I can resolve the clients to usernames by clicking on the button. So if this is a report that you'd like to keep, what you can do is, or maybe you want to get an email to you on a regular basis, click on more actions and you can save this report off. So I could call this here users accessing YouTube. Give it a description, save that off. That means now under my custom section here I could build up my own repository of customized reports. Just click on it there, custom. And these are very useful if you have particular types of data that you need to send to certain people. Where's my YouTube report? There it is there. Click on it. It's already populated with the filters. Run the report. And here it is now. I've got my top users accessing YouTube based on the amount of traffic they're generating on my network, or the amount of bandwidth they're using up. So take a look at some of these reports. The ones I recommend is look at the bandwidth reports. Go to security as well. Take a look at the very first report there, events by signature. It's a very useful report showing you the output of intrusion detection and network behavior analysis of the LANGuardian. Also take a look at reports within modules. Recommendations in there would be take a look at the Windows file share reports and also the internet reports. You get some very useful information from both of those modules. The LANGuardian comes with the option so you can build your own customized dashboards. Now out of the box there's 4 pre-configured dashboards. You've got user activity, bandwidth activity, file share activity and internet activity. Clicking on the tabs loads the dashboard. So let me show you now how you can customize these dashboards and maybe even create your own brand new one. To select the dashboard, just click on the tab. You've got multiple options here. First thing you can do is, if you don't like the look of a dashboard, you can move things around on the fly here and then click on save. You can click on edit here, which allows me to modify the contents of the dashboard, so I can take out this trend here and I can drop in a different type of trend. Click on save, and that's that dashboard updated. So I might have different requirements. I've created a custom report there earlier on, so I might create a new dashboard here. Click on add. I'm going to call it YouTube activity. What I need to do then is click on reports, scroll down here, it's close to the top. Here's my custom reports. Just click it once and drag it across here, so users accessing YouTube will put it in there. If you double click in the element, you can choose the time period. So I'm going to select 4 hours. Well, actually let's go for the last 24 hours. OK that, save that. So I've started here now to build a dashboard which focuses on YouTube activity. The report itself takes a couple of minutes to load up at first. Once it's loaded, then it'll provide you always with an up-to-date view of what's happening on whatever you want to take a look at. In my case, YouTube activity here. You can also click on hide navigation if you want to put this up on the wall. Just click here on internet activity. So this dashboard you can put up on your wall so your support team can keep an eye on what's happening. You don't need to press refresh. These dashboards update automatically. If you want to quickly find out what users are doing on your network, please go to our website www.netfort.com, where you can download a free trial today.